Hello everyone, this is Kelly Beard of KarmicTools.com, and this is your weekly forecast for May 10th through the 16th of 2020. Now I'm already going to say ahead of time, this is a long one, so you might want to grab a cup of tea and plan to listen to this one. But it kicks off on Sunday, May 10th, with Mercury trining Jupiter. This energy is great for expanding your mind, learning something new, or taking a class. It's time to plan for the future and start getting organized. However, you may feel less disciplined and more creative, which is fine in the beginning, but eventually focus and discipline will have to be engaged to ground your new ideas, thoughts, or concepts. You have to ask yourself, how bad do you want it? If you are self-aware, awake, and alert, you will be able to see and seize the opportunities as they present themselves. It may appear to be luck, but it's really more that you are in alignment with the cosmos, present and positive, and ultimately able to trust and follow your own instincts. Practice, there is no perfection. Being optimistic and looking for opportunity in every experience will magnetize the positive and naturally repel the negative, leading right where you want to be. Take advantage of this good energy to connect to whatever it is that you are trying to create in your life at this time. So this is an expansion of our consciousness, micro to macro, and what the vision we're calling in for the new social levels. I see it as this. But the trine is ease and grace. So it can be very creative if you apply yourself, if you're really looking for these things. And it is the year of miracles. I'm going to continue to remind you of that throughout the year, that we can attract miracles and some tangible results thanks to Jupiter spending its year in Capricorn. So also on Sunday, the Sun is going to sextile Neptune, another opportunity for traction. This energy activates your ability to dissolve the ego momentarily and allow your soul self to shine through. Your spiritual center, base, or practice comes up. How is it supporting you? If you've gotten away from your practice, this energy will make it easier to connect to your spirit, your intuition, and the vision for your life's purpose at this time. You may find where your contribution is most valued when you step outside yourself and see how others' needs are important. Find a need and fill it in your own deliciously unique way, as you will be more giving and compassionate under this influence. Your physical energy may be low as a result of Neptune channeling the Sun's source energy inwardly to recharge your spirit. Otherwise, it could be projections of all kinds, yours and other people's as well. Best to spend some intentional solitude, preferably in nature, if, when, and where possible. So Sun sextiling Neptune, that's an individual, personal planet with Neptune, a collective planet. And it's an opportunity for us to see our piece in the big picture and your part in the bigger vision. Also on the 10th, Saturn's going to retrograde at 1 Aquarius. So this is Saturn's first time in Aquarius since 1991 to 93. And today brings its first retrograde before it goes back for one last look around Capricorn, and we move into very new territory when it goes forward at the end of September. It is a good idea to get clear on what you've learned in the last 2 years or more about your own reality as well as the reality of the world, and define your own terms around the Capricorn house issues if you want to get personal. Knowing where that is in your chart will really help. Otherwise, we can all see how a certain reality and purpose has played out and run its course since 1988. On social collective levels, what have we learned? The 1980s is when Reagan got the ball really rolling on corporations becoming people and people becoming consumers. Can we be done with that, please? At the same time, the incredible technological breakthroughs of the 1990s helped us connect globally, expanding our little individual worlds in ways that can never go back, meaning you cannot unknow what you know or unsee what you've seen. So how can you visualize more humans becoming more responsible stewards of Earth and more respectful of Mother, the source of all life? We can't control the rest of the world, but we can make our own individual choices, and we will have to going forward because we are stepping into a new reality and claiming a new purpose by fall of 2020. When Saturn goes forward and moves fully into Aquarius by the end of this year, initiating a whole new reality and purpose for humanity in general. Saturn retrogrades every year, giving us a tremendous amount of stabilizing energy that you can direct consciously on your own behalf. Every year, Saturn asks us to clean up, clean out, and upgrade your reality in some department of life. You can look to any area of your life that requires you to upgrade and fortify because it has essentially run its natural course and is more or less worn out. But you can also look to your Aquarius house and see if those areas of life it represents also may require some much-needed focus and dedication. Saturn often gets our attention by creating blockages and delays, pointing out weaknesses and oversights. And during its retrograde, there are reports of folks feeling like they are being held back by the elbows. But it doesn't necessarily have to be that way. A better use of Saturn's amazing energy is to slow down and check in with your personal base. How organized are you in general? Are you naturally focused and self-directed, or do you succeed more often when you have a structure? This is a time to develop or fortify your inner authority, to make choices and decisions on your own behalf with courage and confidence. Take time to organize your thoughts or create a plan or strategy for adjusting to the changes that are seemingly being forced on you at this time. Start with small, manageable goals because accomplishing them will also give you the momentum and fortitude to go after the bigger goals. It's time to release fear and doubt and redefine your reality on some level, if nothing else, for the new year alone. That's the annual Saturn retrograde. Just gives us a chance to restructure personally. It's going along normal, moving the social levels along, moving groups of us along. But when it goes backwards, it gives us a chance to check in personally. And it's an excellent rhythm to get in alignment with. Jupiter's annual retrograde helps you edit your story. Saturn annual retrograde helps you reorganize your purpose, basically. So then Monday, Mercury is basically in its last degrees of Taurus, squaring off with Mars in the last degrees of Aquarius, because the very next day they both move on to do other things. So on Monday the 11th, this activation can be a tough one for some. And at the 29th degree, it's always challenging because it's sort of out of our hands. It is what it is. So if your beliefs are out of alignment with your actions, if you are not self-aware or act out unconsciously, being selfish or childish, then watch out because squares test you to grow and change in some way. Often this also means that you are suppressing your nature in some way, which is never really a good idea. When you suppress your soul, it can make your human more sensitive or defensive, taking things personally as a threat or challenge. If you catch yourself feeling irritable for no apparent reason, try to step back and gain some perspective before responding to your own thoughts or another's words. Mercury and Mars getting together in this challenging way can provoke debates and in some people actual fights, so be careful. The deeper aspect of this activation is that some part of you wants to express, perhaps in a new way, and your monkey mind has got you all off track. Mars demands that you know who you are and what you want, and is the divine masculine part of you, which is supposed to hold good boundaries, protect you, and negotiate on your behalf in the world. If you know something that you are not acting on, this can be frustrating. If you are acting in ways that are not allowing you to think things through, this too can cause accidents, problems, and delays. It is best to pull inward until you are clear. And also keep in mind, you may not be out of alignment in the above ways, but those around you may be, and will likely have no context for what they are feeling, and therefore become indiscriminate with their choices and actions. So deep breath. This is about Mercury in Taurus being very practical in the body, present, here and now. Don't care about yesterday, only thinking about here and now and tomorrow. Mars in Aquarius is who you are and what you want in terms of Aquarian ideals and humanity and community and the bigger part of our world that right now we're separated from. So it is frustrating for everyone, and we're at the nth degree, at the final purge of this and the push of this kind of mental frustration or being held back in our choices and actions by our thoughts and our minds. So let's just be aware. Be aware. You may be leaning where you're having too much mental activity that's stressing you out, Mars can, get that fire going, and you can wear down your adrenals and wear down your immune system if you're revving the engine with nowhere to go. So get back in your body, get in nature, try to self-soothe in whatever healthy way you can. Because later that day, as Mercury enters Gemini, the whole vibe shifts. And I have some entirely new points to make behind that. So Mercury and Mars are both entering the sign right before the sign that they will retrograde in. So this is the warm-up, basically. Mercury moving into Gemini is special because it is home base and where it's strongest. For the next 3 weeks, we will be exploring or supported to explore our own consciousness and how we have mentally processed the last year of life. The last time Mercury was in Gemini was May of 2019. How have you grown mentally? What have you learned in the last year? What new ideas, thoughts, and concepts were born over the last year? Now look at this process as preparation for it to linger next month in Cancer, when we will have to review how we feel about all that we've learned in the last year. It's going to be an important personal review in light of the worldly issues going on, because Cancer always tunes us into our personal needs and necessities. Use this time and energy as preparation for the retrograde and pay close attention to any choices and decisions you have to make at this time. Deep breath. Then on Tuesday the 12th, Mercury, now in Gemini, is trining Saturn in Aquarius at that first degree. So you might want to look at this as wrestling with your personal choices and actions and who you are and what you want first, before getting this trine, which is ease and grace, basically what you choose to commit to with Saturn, what you choose to act on, those ideas, thoughts, and concepts that you go forward and build on. So Tuesday the 12th, when Mercury trines Saturn, this energy is good for deep thinking. You are sharp and your standards are high because you are in strategy mode. This is a more solitary energy, though, so communications with others may be hampered a bit, because it's really time for you to hold your own at some new level. It's time to focus on the details that hold the big dream together, all the little things that make the grand vision work. Some respect that attention to detail, while others may consider it nitpicky, but it is what the energy supports at this time, so don't worry if others don't understand. By the same token, you may also feel a little overwhelmed by the many little things that cannot be denied or delayed, and thus a sense of urgency to get it all done. Beware of a tendency toward pessimism, depression, or overwhelm. Try to stay focused on all the blessings that you do have and all that you have already accomplished, instead of what's still on the list of things to do in life. This energy is not intended to make you feel bad about all the things left yet to do, but encourage you to begin the necessary steps for manifesting your dreams. This energy just makes you focus on the practical side of manifesting, clear the debris, and begin to lay a new, clean, solid foundation beneath your goals. Saturn gets you present to the necessary steps, and Mercury helps you think clearly, so thank you, God. And this is going to be in new ways, because Gemini and Aquarius are going to make us more progressive and open us up to possibilities we might not normally think about. So same day, Tuesday the 12th, Mars enters Pisces. So as I said above, this is a warm-up to Mars also lingering in its home sign of Aries later this summer. So as it enters Pisces, this gives us a chance to dream up the new desires, direction, and individual purpose about to be born in each of us. Mars is about who you are and what you want, and we're dreaming that anew. In Pisces, you get to explore your spirituality, your imagination, and your dreams. Does any of that even play a role in your life? Of course, it does for some more than others. But if you are a staunch realist, this actually gives you permission to loosen up and dream a little over the next 2 months. Liberate your normal way of thinking for just a moment this week and consider this. If all your bills were paid, all your needs taken care of, what would you choose to do with your time, energy, and money? You have to quiet the ego who wants to know and control everything and surrender to your imagination. And then ask the real question, what do you truly desire? For yourself, for your family and community, for the world? Many of us share a vision of a progressive humanity that uses technology as a tool rather than worship it like a god. Many of us share a vision of a connected humanity that honors the deepest value of the mother, the land and the soil that feeds and sustains life on this planet, rather than rape, pillage, and slowly kill us all. There has been an awakening and an interruption in your normal flow. Use this as an opportunity to explore territory you normally don't allow yourself to explore, and see what you find. If we hold that light and that vision of the Aquarian age really representing freedom and equality and reverence for all life, then we can magnetize that into our reality. The last time Mars was in Pisces was November 2018. What do you remember about that time? I remember Venus was retrograding then too. We were redreaming our lives then too. But there was more emphasis on relationships, and now it's on our ideas, thoughts, and concepts that inform our personal choices and individual actions. We are redreaming our world in many ways, but I encourage you to use this energy to activate your own imagination. So when Mars retrogrades in Aries, you'll have access to some creative solutions, or at least a new vision for your own life that will be reborn on the other side of 2020. So yes, 2021 is going to look very different, and it is when we are going to get to reconnect with each other and reconnect with the world again. And what do we want that to look like? Let's really call the new vision in. If we don't have a new vision, then it is too easy for folks to slip back into the old way. So let's not make that possible for ourselves or each other. Also on Tuesday, we haven't even got past Tuesday, y'all, I'm sorry, is the live Instagram day. Tuesday the 12th is my Instagram live day, 4 o'clock Eastern, 1 o'clock Pacific, and I look forward to connecting with you all in person there. And those of you who don't do Instagram, it's always up on the Karmic Tools YouTube channel a couple days later. Then the 13th is Wednesday, is our big day, drum roll, Venus retrograde. Here we are. Today, Venus goes retrograde in Gemini, and that brings the official review of our ideas, thoughts, concepts, and any indecisiveness or inner duality that no longer serves will be released so that you can create a new life going forward. It's not too late. In fact, the two-part introduction will be useful and relevant to refer to periodically over the whole entire cycle. April 2020 through December 2021, the entire year of 2021, but especially at the beginning, middle, and end of the cycle. So feel free to register here to receive the replay and custom goodies if you submit your birth information. If you would like your own Venus reading and custom guide, it will still be useful and relevant whether you get it now or in the next 6 months or so. Right now, she is about to disappear from the evening sky, reset her entire cycle, and come back as the morning star. Our overall archetype for this cycle is the storyteller. We will spend the next 9 months releasing Shadow Trickster and the many narratives that no longer apply. We will assess the value of our ideas and the effectiveness of our mental processes that inform our values and priorities. Then around Spring Equinox 2021, she will disappear from the sky again for a time and come back as the evening star, and we will launch 9 months of reclamation. The storyteller will continue to guide us, but then we will be reclaiming the inner pioneer that is excited about a new adventure and new prospects in unexplored territory, which essentially is what 2021 looks like already. Completely new ground. Let's use this summer's retrogrades to reset ourselves and realign within so that our GPS can be set to beauty and balance for the beings of Earth. Don't look back as much as imagine forward. What do you want to be a voice for? What is burning to be expressed through you? How can your thinking and perception skills improve so that you are naturally a creative, critical thinker that understands all aspects of a situation? Deep breath. Also, for those of you who haven't gone into the Venus article or the introduction, know that Venus and Mars retrograde in the same year is special and personal. But in addition to our own individual evolution, every time Venus lingers in Gemini or Sag, humanity's consciousness evolves, and we become more and more aware of our innate connection to each other and all life. Venus only crosses the Sun every 113 to 130 years, and she last did that in the years 2004 and 2012 when we were all alive and witnessing humanity's consciousness evolve even while participating. This is what it looks like at the end of one era and the beginning of a new era, literally. Since we only get a mere 100 years if we're lucky, we can only do our part, but it is an exciting time to be awake and on Earth. Wow. Deep breath. Thursday the 14th, Jupiter retrogrades in Capricorn, so we get to edit our story, like I said. No matter what your sun sign or where your Jupiter is in your chart, this is the best time for really checking in with your own beliefs and philosophies. In this case, around Capricorn issues of responsibility, structure, family and work obligations, and most of all, your purpose. That said, it is affecting my cardinal babies the most directly. Those of you with Aries, Libra, Cancer, Capricorn activated in your chart. Jupiter is expanding the Capricorn zone for a whole year, so the other areas are being affected by default. As I've said before, any retrograde planet indicates a time to slow down and recognize the shift in energy. Try not to qualify it as good or bad, but simply look for any kind of turnaround. Often we don't stop to reflect until we are blocked by some seemingly outside force. Many have been experiencing a testing of their faith and ability to continue to believe in a positive outcome for all involved. It's hard to keep a positive attitude when we know there is so much work to be done to restore balance in ourselves and the planet. But that is the thing about faith. If you keep it in the idea concept realm and never test it to see how it works for you personally, then it is a lot easier to lose along the way. Faith is an active principle. We are being challenged to dream up a new and better story for ourselves and the planet. What do you believe? Part of my work as the Mystic Mentor is reminding you that your soul work is an ongoing, lifelong process. We get to work on this monthly, annually, and in a bigger way like now, every 12 years with the Jupiter cycle. Where Neptune represents our spirituality and connection to God or Source, Jupiter is our faith and personal code that we live by, our individual truth. Jupiter is also one of the benefactors in the heavens, and the lessons include how to better your life. So Jupiter rules education, consciousness, justice, integrity, and truth to start with. Jupiter tends to make things bigger, so when in Capricorn, it's expanding your conscious awareness around the purpose of your life and the story you tell with how you choose your responsibilities or obligations. It's time to get serious about the big picture of your life. What are you co-creating with your resources and choices? How is it time to branch out on your own in some way? With Jupiter, it's always time to expand in some way, and that is customized for each individual depending on your Capricorn house. Another one of Jupiter's gifts is inflation, so when it retrogrades, deflation can occur in that area of life for you, so it's good to be alert. One of the blessings of this year's Jupiter lesson is that we are supported to stop reaching outside of ourselves for guidance and clarity and turn to our own inner guidance to direct us. What do you believe to be true or possible for humanity or for the planet? Every year, Jupiter retrogrades, giving us a chance to edit our stories individually and collectively. With Neptune continuing its journey through Pisces, we are so supported to activate the imagination to assist this year in a bigger way than usual that can manifest tangible results. If you pull back to reevaluate and tune in to a greater vision for yourself, rather than try to force your will, you will feel stronger and more centered, which enables you to be more effective in the world. Work smarter, not harder. Make the necessary adjustments being demanded of you at this time. Edit or rewrite your personal story, and it will ultimately empower you. Retrogrades demand that we contemplate the true source or hidden cause of our motives. There may be an imbalance. What you've been subconsciously thinking about or even acting out in some way may come to the forefront and demand attention. You may have an urge to make a sudden decision regarding self-preservation. Any new plans impulsively implemented at this time will most likely need a revision, meaning revision or a new vision, somewhere down the line. Closer to Jupiter going direct, which is September 12th of this year, 2020, things may begin to take shape in unexpected and wonderful ways that even you couldn't dream up. So use the next 4 months to reflect on how you'd like to improve your life and the world. Finally, on the 15th, which is Friday, May 15th, Sun will trine Pluto. So I like it this week. Sun sextiling Neptune helps us connect with the vision, and then when it trines Pluto, transformation gets easier, and transitioning into that new life or new being or new beginning gets easier as well. This energy makes you want to get things done by any means necessary, and you may tend to come on a little strong, but it's all good. The work you want to do is work that needs to be done, and in doing it and facing things head on, you will gain insights about yourself that fortify your foundation so that your life can evolve to the next level organically. This intense and powerful energy is transformative in nature and will provoke you to think deeply about your life, what you need, desire, and deserve. You may find that some aspects of your life need to be reformed or released. Go for it. This energy makes reform and release easier than usual. It's a good time to make an impression or an impact on others, but be sure to keep it on the highest level possible. Any actions or statements used to manipulate others for selfish gain can and will backfire on you in a big way. This is a positive, uplifting, transformative energy. Use it as such to clear the debris and create the life you were born to live. I just put a note at the bottom of the forecast because I wasn't planning to do this, but after going through this week's forecast with and for you, I realized it is an auspicious week for me to try something. All our activations this week made me think of either my new Venus Circle or my new Soul Sisters Circle almost every time because they both support these very processes being stimulated this week. Many of you have already inquired, and once I get the Venus Circle all set up this month, which is May of 2020, I will turn my attention to setting up the new Soul Sisters Circle in June, hopefully in time for a summer solstice official launch. For you, my community, I'd like to make the distinction that one follows the planetary cycles and one is more about your own individual soul work and monthly personal maintenance. One is very structured and there are dates and times and places. The other is more about seasons and rhythm and personal integration. I have created sacred space and custom tools to do your individual healing, education, and soul work so that you are a better instrument for good in the world. Also, all are welcome in both. They have very feminine names because we are following the feminine energy of community and value of the soul. But anyone who respects the sacred feminine is welcome in both circles, though both circles are predominantly women or those who identify as women. If you are on the fence and not sure which one is for you, check out the Venus Circle here. It's linked in the blog this week. And this sneak peek is only for you subscribers. I created a 20-minute video invitation, also linked in the blog here, and I'd love you to check it out when you have time. It is my story and goal with my new earth medicine practice, so I appreciate you. Reach out anytime. One love, Kelly. So that was my note to the people. So I welcome any feedback and certainly any questions you have. Kelly@karmictools.com would be how to reach me. I am hoping to complete the Venus Custom Guide this weekend because then I'm scheduling the readings and we're getting together. We're getting set up for the first class. I've scheduled for May 28th because it kicks off June 3rd. So I am trying to get us all set up by the end of this month. And then I can move on to the Soul Sisters Circle, which is going to be a lot of fun to set up as well. And I thank you all for the support and for being part of my community. And I know this was a long one, but I hope it was worth it. And have a fantastic week. I'll talk to you soon. This is Kelly Beard of Karmic Tools.
Thanks for listening. I am so grateful for your time, energy, and support. Please share this with those you think would resonate and reach out if and when you need to. Kelly@karmictools.com. The goal of my weekly forecast is to alert you to the energies and activations that we're all experiencing and the possibilities for conscious co-creation as an individual. Awareness of the energies is the first key, but I invite you to take it to the next level by checking out my readings, telecircles, and subscriptions, which are all geared toward individual support that helps you understand your own unique blueprint. My specialty is cycles and patterns, and I love helping people figure out their own within the context of the social and collective rhythm. To some, working with their own cycles and patterns is a completely new and foreign concept, but there are many planetary cycles that coincide with natural life cycles that allow us to co-create in mystical as well as practical ways. I create custom tools that I have tried and tested myself for over 30 years, and I do the work alongside my circle every time. So I hope you will reach out if you feel called to dive deeper into your own soul's natural rhythm. Talk to you soon. One love.